Today, I am back from SCG Richmond, where it was Standard. The next Open that I'm playing is Standard, but I have a full week to test some Standard, and there's still a lot going on shaking out in the format. I'm going to be playing an IQ this weekend with the Bant mid-range deck that Team Nova put 2 copies of in top 8 during the last weekend. And so there's not a ton of development I want to show in Standard this week, so I'm going to use this off week to go back to some of my favorite modern decks that I didn't get to talk about after Mythic Championship London, because both of them top 8'd. Both Humans and Titan Shift made top 8 of Mythic Championship London, and I am pretty excited to see the changes and the innovations that they made. There was some different rules. They had the London Mulligan rule, and they had public deck list, which makes Meddling Mage a little bit better, but overall, I think that is actually pretty marginal. I don't think that that benefit breaks Humans wide open. What's up, Skithrix? How's it going, bruh? Good to see you. Good to see you. Anyways, and I really like a lot of the developments that have happened here today. I'm actually very excited to run these through some leagues. I've actually played a little bit with this main deck during my flight home. I was stuck in an airport with Dominic Harvey for, I don't know, probably 4 hours or so, and I just played main deck games against Amulet Titan, and the innovations that they made, specifically Deputy of Detention, was insane. The card was consistently game-breaking in the matches that we played, and I don't know, the matchup actually felt favorable, which is such a huge dip from as being as unfavorable as it was before. So I don't know, I'm very excited about these changes, and I think that specifically in the main deck, I'm really excited. I think the deck has gotten a lot better. So Breaking It Down has the same mana base I've always played with, the island and the plains. Always been a huge fan of the island. There's lots of things to make you get the go get basics in this format: Path to Exile, Field of Ruin, etc. What's up? What's up, Tony V? And so I just really like having access to multiple basics in this, and over the second Seachrome Coast. And once again, all of it still helps you cast the Deputy of Detention, which is one of the harder cards in your deck to cast because the Humans lands don't really help. Still got the 12 1-drops. Nothing new to see here. I mean, they're broken. I don't know if they're broken, but they're very good. And there's no reason to play anything but these 12 in the 1-drop slot. Maybe play another Pilgrim, but I don't think that's very good. So, no, nothing to really talk about here. It's the same it's always been. The first change you're going to see is right here. We went back down to 3 Thalia. They're still at 3 Kitesail Freebooter. This is the exact 75 that won the Mythic Championship in London, for the record. I guess I didn't really say that, but I have not changed a card in this. I am literally just going to run the 75, kind of talk about what I like, what I don't like as much, and then at the end of the video, obviously, I'll break down what I would do going forward. But this is obviously the clear place to start, considering I just won the Mythic Championship. Doesn't even know me IRL. I'm pretty sure I do know you IRL. I'm pretty sure you've said your name before, but I'm really bad at remembering names over faces anyway. Now ask me to put Twitch names to faces. I mean Twitch names to names to faces. It's just very unrealistic. But I'm pretty sure I do know you IRL. Anyways, I seem to remember knowing who you are. Going back to the 3 Thalia, I don't love that, but it is something that we did for a long time, and it wasn't really much of an issue. We went up to the 4 Thalia when we really wanted it for Phoenix, and going back down to 3 when Phoenix is maybe going to be a little bit less popular, I don't hate. Hey, thanks for the resub, Why Jill? If you got a subscription deck list for this month, make sure to ship it my way. What's going up? Dealing damage. I'm digging the Thalia. I'm glad you're digging the Thalia. Anyways, where was I? I was talking. Oh yeah, back down to 3 Thalias. I think it may be correct. I'm still gonna have to see if it's going to be correct for the SCG tour, because it depends on how much Phoenix is still kicking around. But for the Mythic Championship, I really liked the decision, and for right now, like, it can't be that bad. Like I said, we played 3 before and it wasn't that bad. So that kind of completes my thoughts on it. I really liked the 4 Thalia when we had them, but I really like the changes that we made to the deck list, and I think this deck list is pretty tight in slots. So going back down to 3, I mean, we still have 3 of them. That's still a lot, and we have my man Bugler here still to go grab some more Thalias. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be fine. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine because we did it before, and I don't know. Excited about it. The 3 drops where you see the major difference. I'm used to playing 2 Buglers, but you see the 2 Deputy Detentions down the main deck. And once again, still with 4 Reflector Mages. And now that's just like a lot of removal. Like, this prepares you not just for the mirror, like for the creature style mirrors, but it also prepares you for matchups like I said, Amulet Titan, where you may not even want to be answering creatures. You also want to be answering things like maybe Amulet of Vigor, maybe like multiple tokens, for instance, like where you might want to be answering more than one thing. Deputy Detention, despite being a Vidalcan wizard, which remember to always name wizard, not Vidalcan, is harder to cast, so you don't want like a high number of them. Like, I wouldn't do like a 3-3 split, for instance. Also doesn't get the bonuses of like Thalia's Lieutenant, so you're never really going to be able to get it to being an X4 because it's just not a human. And so it's always going to die to Bolt, which is a little frustrating. But the card is very good. And I mean, it's one of our more impactful cards in the sideboard against Phoenix as well anyway. Like I was saying, like maybe cutting Thalia's makes us a little worse against Phoenix. Having Deputy Detention in our deck actually over like Thalia, I think actually does make us better against Phoenix net, because Thing in the Ice is the card that we care about the most, not really their spells. So being able to just have like an answer to a Thing in the Ice that hopefully will at least, you know, even if it eats a Bolt, will reset the counters is very impactful. And we still got access to 1 Bugler, which I really like. This is actually really important. Having access to 1 Bugler in the deck, like, I think is very, very important, because like we can always image it once we find the first one, and that'll still give us that little like package to grind out the control decks and the other fair decks. And so I think this is really good. It also lets us find our deputy, you know what I'm saying? And it just like gives us more access to Deputy Detention when we want that specific effect over something like Reflector Mage. So I'm pretty excited to actually still have this 1 Bugler. I don't think this is nonsense at all, and I'm really, really, really happy with this main deck. I really like it a lot. And this is, honestly, I don't think I'm going to want to change a card in the main deck. So, to the sideboard. The sideboard, I'm still a pretty big fan of as well. Dealing damage. I don't like 3 Thalia. I think that was super Mythic Championship decision because of Tron. Well, the thing is, dealing damage is that, like I said, we did it before. We only went up to 4 because Phoenix was so popular and it was one of your better cards against Phoenix. But, like, honestly, I don't even think it's going to be that bad. I think if humans, especially if humans gets more popular, then Thalia is not going to be very good, right? Like, humans won the Mythic Championship. It could easily follow that humans is going to be more popular in things like your MCQs and all your local tournaments. So you should want less Thalias and more things like removal spells. So even still, like, even if this is like bastardized for Tron, I think the changes are still going to be very good. The sideboard is actually where I think there's like a lot of concessions to Tron, because we have things like, you know, 3 Damping Sphere and a Gaddock Teeg and stuff like that. But breaking down the sideboard, we got 4 Auriok Champion. This is your best card against Burn and Dredge, which are both very big players in the format right now, while still being serviceable in the mirror. So I'm pretty happy to have this, happy to have 4 of this card. I've played 3 for a while. I could definitely see playing 4, and so I'm not surprised. I would not play less than 3 for sure of Auriok Champion right now. The card's great. The Bugler in the sideboard. That's something you don't see a lot, but I do think is pretty good. It does let us have access to another Bugler, and like I said, the control matchups. And it's also actually, I think, going to come in matchups where we really want like a specific one of our creatures, like Meddling Mage comes to mind, because it's just going to give us extra copies of it. It's going to be a cantrip, an expensive cantrip, but it's going to function as a cantrip to find, you know, our impactful creatures in matchups. Like, for instance, Meddling Mage is a big one. Reflector Mage is also another big one. Like, I'll probably bring this in against Shadow, I imagine. It also makes all of our sideboard cards better, because like when we bring it in with like one of sideboard cards, like all of these, like it just makes all of these one ofs on the sideboard that much better. Whirler Rogue, when we cut down to like, when we have more Deputy Detentions and stuff like that in the main deck, then we're already kind of a little pre-sideboarded for the mirror anyway, like for the creature matchups, and that's where this card really shines. And so I'm happy to have only 1. I'm happy to go down to 1. Off 2 because of the number of Deputy Detentions and stuff like that. We still have a lot of impactful cards for the mirror style matchups, and we just like, you know, we don't need to rely on our sideboard as heavily, and specifically like this card, to shore up our creature matchups as much. BS 4 Thalia or bust. Okay, put in the 4 3-drop Thalia. Actually, 3-drop Thalia is a good option. Gaddock Teeg is, I think this card is played mainly because of Tron. That's the big deck it hits right now, because it doesn't really do anything against Phoenix. It doesn't really do anything against what's it called, Amulet or the Mirror, and those are like the other 3 big decks. It's like, you know, Amulet, the Humans, Tron, and Phoenix, I think, are the 4 big decks, and Gaddock Teeg doesn't matter against most of them. So I think this card is put primarily in our sideboard for the Mirror. Now, do note, it does not hit like Oblivion Stone, but we have Deputy of Detentions to check Oblivion Stone. That's why you don't see any Knight of Autumns. Like, normally you'd have Knight of Autumns to check it, but when you have a pile of Deputy Detentions, you don't really need Deputy of Detention to check the Oblivion Stone. And so we can rely on this card to be, you know, to check like Ugin and check cards and stuff like that. Although I think they sideboard out some cards. Gaddock Teeg is still pretty impactful in the matchup. But it isn't as good as it used to be, and I think I'm going to end up wanting to cut this from my sideboard. Primarily when I loved this card and thought it was mandatory was when KCI was around, and that deck hasn't been around in forever. So we'll see. It may also be serviceable against Amulet, I guess, because like it is kind of a Meddling Mage for engineered explosives, but I just don't think that's high impactive enough with how hard it is to cast. Gaddock with Meddling Mage on path shuts down blue-white. That's right, it is good against blue-white, but I don't think blue-white's in a particularly good position right now. Like, when Tron is as popular as it is and Humans is as popular as it is, like, I don't think blue-white is even favored against Humans, to be honest with you. So, I don't know, maybe I just don't have enough respect for blue-white, but, like, I don't think that deck's even very good right now. And so, like, having specific sideboard cards just for the matchup seems a little rough. But I guess it has enough other uses. I don't really know. We'll see. Izzet Staticaster, this is another questionable one for me, like at the point at which we have all of these Deputy Detentions, why is Izzet Staticaster in our deck? But I don't know, maybe if we play against Infect, we're going to be really, really happy to have one, but I think this card is kind of nonsense and not really going to be necessary. It's just going to be more things for the mirror style matchups that we don't really need. Hey, thanks for the resub. Appreciate it. Baby's almost here, that's what I'm talking about, Butter. If you got a subscription deck list for me to play this month, make sure you ship it my way. I think some people are too rigid with the idea of a perfect 60-75, and people don't understand the variability needed / used when you change 36 cards in the deck. Variability. What do you mean by that? People don't understand the variability needed / used when you change 36 cards in the deck? Are you saying that people don't understand how high of an impact it is to change 36 cards in this deck? Dude, Miracles is great, Skithrix. Sin Collector, I like a lot. I think this card is good against a lot of the random spells decks while still being functional against... I think this card is very like good against control while still being flexible enough in other matchups like Phoenix. So I'm pretty happy to have access to one. And we have, like I said, Buglers to grab it, and we have images to copy it. So I'm pretty happy with that. A third Deputy, not unhappy to see it. I don't like having 3 in my sideboard because I think that... takes up too much of my sideboard for a card that isn't super high impact. But when we get to move them in the main deck, I actually think Deputy is a lot better main deck card, and I don't mind having 3 in the 75. I don't mind having 1 in the sideboard and 2 in the main, but I don't think I would like wasting 3. I say wasting. I wouldn't like dedicating 3 slots to Deputy Detention to the sideboard. And these Dismembers here, we'll go and move on to Dismember. I think are another reason why I'm just kind of off Izzet Staticaster, because we just have so much removal in our sideboard and our main deck. Like, look at all this. Like, we couldn't lose to Shadow if we tried. But, like, it's... I don't know. I think that's going to, like, really show itself that Izzet Staticaster is not as high of an impact of a sideboard card as it used to be. Because just a lot of the decks it's good against don't really exist anymore, like Mardio Pyromancer and Infect and stuff like that. And the decks that we do want kind of like a repeatable removal spell, like the Mirror in, like, we already have pretty good access to that. So, I don't know. That's just kind of like why I think these 2 slots might be nonsense, but I don't actually know. I really like having the sideboard. They're kind of Sacred Cowish to me, but I actually don't think they're that good. And lastly, 3 Damping Sphere. Big fan of that. Amulet and Tron are both like traditionally pretty hard matchups, and having access to 3 of that effect I think is good. And I do think that having 3 was necessary to succeed in the Mythic Championship because of how popular Tron was. So it doesn't surprise me at all to see 3 in the sideboard of the winning list. All right, that's all I had to say. All right, the actual play difference of, say, 2 Bugler versus 2 Malcontents, depending on the meta. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, changing Humans very slightly because of the nature of the deck, it changes the deck pretty drastically because it changes what you're drawing to, and especially with Bugler, it changes what you can cantrip to and what you can hit. Brody Monster, how are 2 drops clunky? What are you talking about, Brody? Shitty sub deck, you say? That's what I'm talking about. I don't think Skithrix is Jake. I'm pretty sure it's Cody. I might be wrong, though. Submit. There, I shot my shot, Cody. Or Skithrix, whoever you are. Ugh. Alright, let's play some matches. Why do you have to expose you? Because you asked me. You asked if I even knew who you were. I feel like I was close at least. What do you mean? They're like completely different people. I had Mitch going. That's right. You did have Mitch going. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'm really excited with this humans list. I think humans might be broken, chat. And all of you on YouTube. I don't know if it's actually broken, but like, so... A little bit of history, like, we all remember the times when humans, people were, like, calling for bans out of humans. They were like, somebody needs to ban, like, Unclaimed Territory or something. Humans are just bodying every event. And that's when Dylan Hand made his come up, because he just, like, top 8'd a million events in a row with humans, because humans was broken. And then the format adjusted a little bit, and KCI kind of bubbled up to the top as, like, the new broken deck. And so between Amulet and KCI, humans was kind of just getting beat up by a bunch of engineered explosives. I still played humans in Worcester earlier this year when KCI was kind of at its peak and missed top 8 based on breakers and then, like, made top 8 of, like, another, like, what is it, classic or whatever with it. And humans just, like, kept winning. And then I ended up putting it down because Phoenix came about and the Phoenix just had, like, a million gut shots that you couldn't beat. Is this hand even remotely functional? We're on the play, so this hand is kind of tempting. I think if I had one less image, like if one of these images was a Thalia, I think I would pretty easily keep it. As it stands, I think this is a mulligan. Is this hand noticeably better? On the play with a Thalia, I mean, this is kind of what I was talking about. We want to scry a spell now that we have the third land. We want to scry a spell to the top, but this is basically the same hand, but like I'm actually more attracted to it. That's a spell. I will take it. Let's just play... Does it have any consequence? Let's play Ziggurat, because I think that's the one that can only punish us is if we draw, like, a sequence of... What's it called? I'll think of the word. Deputy of Detentions and stuff. Oh, we're about to get Thoughtseize. That's lame. Or maybe not. Is this Dredge? Our hand is not awesome against Dredge. Thalia and the Mantis Rider is okay, but it's not good. Oh, wow. I don't know what they're doing. New Finale Promise is interesting. That's another thing. I'm interested to see how humans lines up against the new cards, because Whirler Spark wasn't legal at the Mythic Championship. Human. Hello, my name is Human. Boop. Here's Thalia. Die to this, please. Boom. I have not lost to anything but humans at my LGS the last couple weeks. But yeah, anyways, continuing on my little ramble of, like, why I think humans is just great. Is like, I don't think humans was ever bad. Whenever an opponent discards a card, you pitched a Spirit Guide for this. That player loses 2 life. You got it. Are you planning on making me discard cards? Well, I have a million Mantis Riders that are probably going to kill you. So, good game. We both played hard. Aggro GG, my opponent. Red. Here's this thing. Mantis Rider, the secret best card in humans. Although it's less of a secret now. People have figured it out once they tried ban humans. They figured out that Mantis Rider is the secret best card in humans. Alright. So they're dead on turn 5 currently? Pass. Alright, well, I'm just going to play another one. I don't know what they like pass. They assume they have a removal spell, but don't really care. Because they're dead in 2 turns even with a removal spell, so... Right? Especially if they fetch, right? Because we hit them for 5, go to 7, then we play Lieutenant. Yeah. They're going to need a sweeper, and even if they have a sweeper, we can rebuild pretty easily. You exiled a Spirit Guide for this? Yeah, I am underwhelmed. I won't lie to you. Alright, yeah, they do have a... Oh, they exiled a Spirit Guide for this, too. Yeah, they have a sweeper, and they get to ritual out something else after they do this. Well, no, they don't, because they don't have the mana. Oh my god, that's atrocious. Well, it's great for me. That's atrocious for them. Holy cow. All creatures get -2, -3, huh? I'll play this. I guess we just force them to have another one, right? We just, like, play Thalia. I'll play Thalia's Lieutenant just to put lethal on board. White. Lieutenant. Okay. Jesus, EDH card. That literally looks like Crosa's EDH card. The Fabled MTGO buy. I mean, I'm playing Friendly League, so sometimes you run into buys. Right? Right, chat? Can I get an exclamation point friendly in the chat? Please? Just one time? When does Twitch Rivals end? That's the thing that's going on. Nulgrim. That's a card, right? Yeah. Oh, Wheel of Fate. I'll take Wheel of Fate. I'll take whatever, 7. Deal all the damage to me. I want to draw more humans. You're at 4. I think my opponent is not going to win this game, chat. Alright. Thalia, huh? Blue. I guess they have a plan. We get a little blown out if they just remove the Thalia's Lieutenant, but if they do, they go to 1. Oh, they don't want to play Magic with me anymore. I don't even know why we continued playing. Did you have like some way to gain life? I don't understand. Alright, that's neither here nor there. Deputy of Detention answers enchantments. That sounds kind of attractive to me. Auriok Champion has proc black and red, but at the same time, they played their sweeper was that stupid -3/-3. Maybe it means we want Teeg. If they're going to try to like do that stupid stuff, we'll just like Teeg them. Saint Collector seems like a reasonable choice, and Card Advantage seems like a reasonable choice. I'm just going to like bring these cards in. They don't seem like they have a lot of creatures to bounce, so I think Reflector Mage is going to have to come out of the deck. Deputy of Detention is much better, because even if they do randomly have a creature, it answers it, but it also answers all the enchantments they were playing. Maybe want Whirler Rogue. It's a lot of power. It's a lot of mana, though, and if they're pressuring my hand at all like an 8-rack deck would, then it's going to look a little embarrassing. I don't know, let's just click Submit. We probably could just click Submit and win, but whatever. We're gonna try it like this. Hey, thanks to the exclamation point friendlies. My opponent just careless dismissed my Tameo, then conceded the match in game 1. Why would you concede the... I don't even understand. This hand is noticeably better than our previous hands have been. Look at all these 1-drops, chat. They're gorgeous. We're about to get bolted, though. Boop. Green. Here's Noble Hierarch. Oh, my God. All right, chat. If only there was some way I could figure out, if I'm Moto, how I want to cast this Noble Hierarch. See, I tapped some mana and then clicked my Noble Hierarch, but I just really don't know the sequence at which I want to be, you know, paying mana for my Noble Hierarch. I really can't figure it out. So if you could please help me, that would be really super. Please. Hey, just got here. What are our flex slot main board? I'm playing, hey, Major Burn, I'm playing the exact 75 that won the Mythic Championship in London. Giving that a try. Waste not. Got him. Think I'm incentivized to Kitesail Freebooter them to take a looter. Maybe not. Maybe this was the champion and then just like Kitesail for the what's it called? Kitesail for the sweeper. That's what they're called. They're called sweepers. Alright, yeah, I think I'm gonna champion here. Because like we can grow them with this lieutenant pretty easily outside Yahini's whatever the heck expertise, and so we will like, even though it's a little mana inefficient because now everything's, what the heck, you got it. It's between a land, I guess. What? Wait, I need to give you something. A land card, get black. I really just don't care at all. Playing 2-drops the rest of the game. This is probably the only spell they're casting this turn unless I discard a land, and I'm fine with them getting 2/2s, so they're going to discard Image. Like, his 2/2 is about to not block very well at all. Okay, my turn. Ding. They missed the land drop, which makes me want to start deploying these Thalia's Lieutenants and slamming. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. It already makes a 4/4, so we're outside of Yeni's expertise anyway. So even if they have their Spirit Guides, because that's something you put in this deck, then we're going to be okay. And we have to discard another human later anyway. So yeah, I think I just want to get the beats going. Maybe I'm supposed to Freebooter. I'm going to wait till they have less cards in hand to Freebooter, I think. Try to catch like their last like wheel or whatever. Oh, I do not care at all. Always yield to these. Combat. Attack for 7. Boop. Go. Chump block. Well, that's pretty good for me. I just mitigated the value they got out of that. If they retrace Raven's Crime. Oh, okay. Yeah, if they retrace Raven's Crime, we're just going to discard a human, I believe. Oh, they just have another one. Does that change my mind? Because they're going to get 2/2/2s. We're going to discard a human no matter what. But it was between Lieutenant or Kitesail. I think Lieutenant is going to be a little better. Just because, like, if this is their plan to run me out of cards, then, like, they're going to be successful. And these 2/2s still just, like, don't mean anything at all. Alright, and now we have a card that we can get at instant speed. It's pretty nice. Yeah. Words are hard. Oh, God. I don't care. Always yell to this. Combat. They can double block this, but then they're taking out 11. So I don't think that's something they're interested in. We'll see if they have Damnation in their deck. I'm not going to put them on it. Like I said, we saw Yandy's expertise, so I'm going to put them on that. But I have no cards to discard, so these waste knots currently have no text. Which is pretty sweet. Each player draws and discards a card. Oh, okay, sure. I guess they can have text by making me mill a card. And they randomly get a thing based on whatever I do? Okay. That's kind of adorable. It's pretty bad because they're just treading water. Discarded Wheel of Fate. Yeah, pitch the Freebooter. The image gives more pressure. I mean, we weren't going to be able to cast one or the other anyway. It ended up being the same thing, right? Where we ended up with 2 Thalia's Lieutenants. I mean, it's only because I drew one, but, like, I didn't think I was going to have time. Like, I was expecting to get Sweepered, Teddy. Boop. Debating cracking this. I think I am going to crack it. Because if we draw Deputy Detention, we're... Anyway, that about sums up how I feel on the subject. We're going to play a land. New combat. Attack like this. They're not quite dead, right? They weren't 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, yeah, they were. I could have killed their stupid tokens. I suck. Right? Because this wasn't a human. This is 11, 14. Yeah. F. I'm terrible. Already punting. Am I supposed to wait? Nah, they have discard spells. Pretty sure it doesn't matter, but if I end up getting Sweepered, then... Oh, wait. Okay, fine. They conceded. Yeah, they probably just realized that I could have exiled their tokens. Exile target non-land permanent and all of it. Yeah. Could have exiled their tokens and killed them. But whatever. It was the same thing. No matter what, they conceded to the Deputy of Detention. So clearly it was strictly correct to do it the way I did it. But anyway, Teddy, how's it going? Are you watching Twitch Rivals? I think that's going on right now. Are we moving to competitive next? Probably not. I don't think things are much better in competitive. I've gone on a million rips about that dealing damage. That, like, not only are friendly leagues more populated, but, like, they have generally the same level of competition. People go to Moto to test their wacky ideas no matter which league they choose to play it in. All right. Good start. Good start. That's another nice thing about humans compared to, like, some of the other decks. Like, I don't know. Let me take one off the top of my head. It's a deck that loses to a lot of nonsense. Phoenix. Phoenix loses to a lot of the tier 2 nonsense from my experience. Although less so than, like, something like Storm used to. But, like, I think humans is pretty good against, like, a lot of the, like, random tier 2 nonsense people can bring, and that has a lot of value if you're playing in a really big modern tournament, because somebody's going to show up with wacky nonsense decks, and being able to, like, be more effective against them, I think is actually something that is valuable in your deck selection decision. Mulligan. This is fine. Hopefully they're playing creatures, and hopefully we can top a creature. Top a creature. Ugh. I said top a creature, but that's more like a land. Alright, we'll bottom it. It does not fit in our game plan whatsoever. Half related. Here's hoping for that Neoform ban. You really think it needs to be ban dealing damage? Hey, maybe this is it. Maybe this is that deck. Is this the Neoform deck? Nah, it's Amulet. I'm excited. I really want to play against Amulet, although Reflector Mage is atrocious. It's the Amulet. Although maybe they'll have like a turn to, what's it called? Sakura Chime Scout we can bounce. That'd be nice. Blech. Probably gonna lose this one. I was just talking at the beginning of this video too about how How humans, I think, is favored against the amulet now, and this hand is just horrific. It's just god-awful. Oh, no. Maybe they'll be bad at amulet. 2 gemstone mines. You got it. Oh, no, they passed. That's so bad. I can copy Phantasmal. I can copy Noble Hierarch and attack for 2. Or I can deploy a Reflector Mage. And given that they probably have an Azusa, maybe a Reflector Mage is good. Gosh, why can't one of them be a Deputy of Detention? It would look so good. This is what I'm talking about. Look how good this would be if it was a Deputy of Detention. Tilt, because we could copy it twice, too. Chat. Did you know that? Whatever, let's just get some pressure going, I guess. Human. Okay. I don't think we're ever going to be missing some Reflector Mage effects, given that we have 2 Phantasmal Images. Alright, player Zuza. Simic Grochimba. You got it. Probably should float some mana first, big dog. Probably should float more mana than that, big dog. Pick that up. Play Susa. 1 land. No more lands. Well, no more lands is good for us. No more lands is very, very good for us. Because that means they don't have 6 mana. Which means, if they don't have 6 mana, they could next turn. So we can Meddling Mage Primeval Titan. Or, since we're going to Phantasmal Image this turn, naming Phantasmal Image our Reflector Mage, we could just Meddling Mage Primeval Titan and plan to get Engineered Explosives, because Engineered Explosives on 2 isn't actually very good this game. I kind of like it. So let's play this. Am I going to name Druid with this? I could name Wizard. Might name Wizard with this one. No matter what, we need this stupid Hierarch to survive. So I want to be able to cast all my spells. So let's play Wizard. This is hedging for drawing Deputy. This is also a Wizard. We're owning. Blue. 1. Phantasmal Image. Copy this. Pick up. Oh, it already selects it. That's so nice. So convenient. Then we get to attack for 2. Or 3. Put a Meddling Mage in play. Whatever, they might have path. Let's go to combat and attack first. Incentivize them to path me. Boop. Attack. The world's saddest turn 2 Reflector Mage. That's just true, be easy. It's not that sad. It is attacking here. And honestly, my opponent's draw has been suboptimal. Alright, Primeval Titan. Boop, please don't have a Primeval Titan. I don't really know why they would hold a Primeval Titan. Like, I mean, why they would hold a land there, but, like, there's a chance that they're holding a bounce land here just to, okay. Just to be able to play Titan, but we'll see. Just to be able to play Titan and then, like, with Azusa, make a bunch of mana. But that doesn't really make a ton of sense to me. I think they just don't have lands. And, like, given that they played this, like, following through on that thought, given that they played this, I think that's actually just correct. You should Mage Titan and Mage EE, in my opinion. I don't think they're going to be able to do both. And, like, if they EE on 2, like, I don't know. Given the way they sequence this game, I don't think they have anything. Well, that's exciting. So let's lead off on this. And then we'll make decisions afterwards. Like, because we can make the decision to Phantasmal Image a Reflector Mage and get in there, which gets in there for 6. Which with 7... Oh, they just don't want to play Magic with me anymore? Wow. 4 cards in hand, one of which is an Azusa, and you just concede to Kitesail Freebooter. Okay. Okay, and... we want this subset of cards. I think I want this. See what I used to do. Boop. It's been many moons. Many moons. Tiki Jiki, can this deck even beat Titan being named game 1? Yeah, they can beat it tons of ways, Tiki. A lot of times they play Walking Ballista. Sometimes they'll have like Hornet Queen. Sometimes they'll have what's it called? They definitely have Engineered Explosives. So usually you need 2. You usually need Engineered Explosives and Primeval Titan to be named before your Meddling Mages are really like kind of become the house of cards that you need them to be. But even still, there's usually like something else they can Tolaria West for that will be able to hit it. Now they have Blast Zone, which is the card that they can go grab, and that's pretty good. Actually, where's Dylan's guide? Maybe we could use his. Yeah, I'll just do what I do. All right. Reflector Mage is pretty bad sometimes, especially worse than Deputy of Detention. Oh, I shave on Mantis Rider and Images. Oh yeah, we shave on Images because of that stupid land that targets Slayer Stronghold. They can just kill it with Slayer Stronghold. Is a Mantis Rider better or worse? Gosh, we could have Dismember in our deck. It's not very good. Oh, it is faster than Reflector Mage on average. We'll put 1 in our deck. Because I really want to get one of these Mantis Riders out of the deck. Oop, I think I'm going to do something like this. Last time I played against Daryl Ayers, I copied the Hornet Queen 3 times. That's disgusting. It's actually just repulsive easy. Can it beat Meddling Mage with landing under the pressure? Yeah, not usually, no. But like, you usually need pressure that's like buried in its CMC. Otherwise, it's like not as effective at all. All right. Fan back up. This hand is atrocious. Although these could be anything. They could be anything. They draw a card. Mulligan. This hand is so good. It's so close to being good. Alright, we're going to keep this and scry 1 drop to the top. Okay, 1 drop. Oh, God. So sad. I wish that was in my hand over Bugler and I could just bottom the Bugler. That's not how this game works. This hand is kind of a keep-lose, but ugh, they had the creature this time. Let's play this. Thalia is actually not as good against this deck on turn 2, but it's still fine. And I think mulliganing, like our deck doesn't mulligan awesome. Oh, where's that deputy now? No! Blech. Blech, opponent. Alright, we know you have a land to put in, so you shouldn't attack, and you did not. There's real question to whether or not we're supposed to Meddling Mage here, or whether we're supposed to Thalia. Jonathan Joe had to leave the table because I said it was rude he didn't bring enough tokens for me too. That's gas. You're a master, Be Easy. You're just a master. This is tough. Thalia is better, is like good against the Summoner's Pact draw and like attacks better. Whereas if we draw another Meddling Mage, having not played the first Meddling Mage, I'm going to feel like an idiot. I'd say you're a DC Humans player. I agree. Well, if you're a DC Humans player, then what are we supposed to do here? Are we supposed to Meddling Mage or Thalia? Because I think it's really close. I'm leaning towards Thalia-ing because Thalia just gets so much worse as time goes on, whereas Meddling Mage stays about the same. So I don't really know. I don't really know if I value trying to keep all my card quality high. You like Thalia-ing? All right, we'll trust you. Just this once. Human. Boop. White. Thalia. My opponent's going to see this and be like, it took you forever to think about playing a Thalia on turn 2? Why are you such an idiot? What do you want from me, opponent? I'm not very good at this game. I have to think longer than you. They'd be probably like, if we were on Arena, they'd be spamming the Your Go emote. Oh, no. Think we are very likely to lose this game. Very, very likely. They're getting to develop their mana unimpeded. They're basically just kind of goldfishing right now. Like, this is not a super high impact piece of interaction. Amulet of Vigor. Okay. Well, if they had a Bounce Land plus Titan, they could do it, and they chose not to. That's good. So, they don't have Bounce Land plus Titan, which is what that tells me. What does that mean for me? What does that mean their hand is? Do we think they're out of lands? Because, like, they played their land for turn, but we knew about that land. Do we think they're out of lands? Do we think they just don't have a bounce land? Gosh, this is such a weird sequence for them to do. Like what could their hand be? They have 3 cards. Because it changes. Like, if I think their hand is stone cold nothing, right? Like, if I think their hand is all blanks, then I think we're supposed to play Bugler and try to set up for a double 2-drop turn, like hopefully a double Meddling Mage turn, or like Meddling Mage Phantasmal Image, but either way you get the idea. And then, like, you know, kind of get that going, or like even just Meddling Mage Thalia's Lieutenant if we like whiff, worst case scenario. But if we think their hand just like is missing like a piece, like they're just needing to top deck a land or something, then we're supposed to Meddling Mage. Gosh, these turns have been tough, just because their hand has looked so weird. Summoner's Pact, Hive Mind, random creature. Well, we're still safe for a turn with Summoner's Pact, Hive Mind, random creature, right? Although we're not safe from a bounce land. Or Vesuva's draws, if that's what their hand is. Would they really still have that in their deck, the Hive Mind package? I feel like it's not very good against humans, especially in cards like Thalia for the most part. Maybe they would. Well, once again, trying to get like the most out of my card equity, I think I'm going to play Bugler. So I'm going to attack. And then I'm going to play Bugler and try to set up for a double Meddling Mage turn. I think we need to get really, really lucky to win this game anyway. And this is kind of the beginning of it. And so, like, why start playing differently if that's like our plan is just to get lucky? Like, also, if we can set up Kitesail into Meddling Mage, that's a pretty sweet turn as well. Boop. 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 Here's this thing. Alright, kill me, opponent. Played this matchup a lot, and like normally I can kind of like sniff out what their hand looks like and usually figure out what like their draw was, and like I think there's a good chance they don't have another land. Ugh. So we have Thalia's Lieutenant. So okay, this is tough too. If we value having if we value more pressure, Champion of the Parish is what we want. If we value getting these Tribe Scouts to make their Titan turn less good, then we can take the Deputy. But either way, I don't think I'm playing Deputy next turn, and that makes me want to take Champion of the Parish, so that's what I'm going to do. Gosh, this feels so weird. Taking Champion of the Parish over Deputy here feels so odd. But I think it's correct. Or, yeah, taking Champion over Deputy feels so weird. Because we could also just eat their Amulet, and that makes their Titan turn just, like, much worse. I just feel like Deputy is far too slow right now. Like, it'd be great if we had it specifically this turn, but now I want to do a 2-spell turn next turn, of which Meddling Mage is included. This is so tough. Deputy Steve. It's not even a Steve. It's a Stis. Gosh. This Deputy feels like such high upside. And we still have a 2-spell next turn anyway if we play Thalia's Lieutenant. No Deputy next turn. You're going to Mage Lieutenant anyway, right? I really wanted to kind of like... Yeah... Yeah, maybe that decision is not as close as I think it is, but I think that decision was incredibly close. Because, like, I kind of want this card to be as good as possible, because it's just, like, I want this to be kind of like a lights out, or, like, you're dead in 2 turns. Because, like, we don't have a lot of pressure right now. We still only have 4 power in play on turn 3, which is, like, kind of not a lot. And so, like, I kind of want to assemble, a lot of power, and putting a 1-3 into play is just not very effective. And I don't think this card is going to be high impact on our next turn. Oh, they have a Path to Exile? Okay. wasn't really putting them on that. Does it matter? Do we have any colored sideboard cards that I care about? Oh, we have Teeg. I guess we're supposed to grab planes then? I don't know what our draw would have to look like. This is actually super nice. Now I feel like a genius. We took Deputy of Detention. Now we have Mage plus Deputy turn. That's so good. Little do they know that's like the best possible for me. Max rewarded. Yeah, it's so easy. The game is just not hard at all. Unless we just die this turn, then the game's pretty hard. What is this? Explosives on 3? You got it. Okay. So they played a land, right? We've drawn a lot of lands, speaking of. Kind of just want to play 2 2-drops. Just like 2 2-drops attack. Meddling Mage, Name Primeval Titan, Thalia's Attendant attack. Maybe the other order? Yeah, I think we're supposed to do that in the other order, right? Maybe not. Cavern. Name human. Okay. I want the Meddling Mage to be uncounterable to play around Pact. Because they can pay for Pact. So we're going to play it like this. Alright. Now they could still have a Hordic Queen in their deck, but it's obvious they're missing some mana. Primeval Titan. Okay. White. White. Thalia's Lieutenant. Okay. Combat. 3. Pretty up with this turn. And I think we can like safely crack Horizon Canopy next turn, which is nice. The chump block's really good. It's going to make their Titan turns less effective. I'd like to draw another human. Like, this being blocked by... Being able to trade with Sakura Child is pretty embarrassing. Yep. I have no effects. You don't either, apparently. Gosh, Amulet. What a broken Magic deck. Oh, Damping Sphere is a good pickup. Yeah, I guess maybe I just deploy all my cards. No, I really don't want to get a 2-for-1. I don't really want to get 2-for-1s. Let's Canopy. See if we can line up a 2-spell turn. Use this to crack it. Sack this, draw a card, cycle into a human. Any human? That's a human. White, boop. And it has another CMC, so we're even more insured. Boop. Yep, that's fine. Let's go to combat first. Because we could Deputy second main if we wanted to. So this is 6-8. Puts them to 10. Oh, they have another path? Are they pathing my 3-drop? Wild. Sure. Boop. Sure. Take 5. I'm willing to play this game. If you're just going to path all my creatures, then, like, pretty down for it. Oh my god, I didn't tap right. I'm an idiot. Yeah, chat's probably blown up about what I'm an idiot. About how big of an idiot I am. Big, huge idiot. Ugh. Forehead. Well, now we're much more likely to die than we would be if we had a Damping Sphere in play. Does it mean I'm supposed to play Deputy Detention? I think I am going to Deputy. I want them to crack it, I think. Like, it still lets me be mana efficient. Like, I think this Engineer Explosives is still, like, kind of basically meddling maging my Deputy Detention, so I'd rather than, like, crack it now than maybe when I draw a Mantis Rider, for instance. So, like, this lets me draw to a Mantis Rider turn, which is pretty nice. I'm going to take Amulet of Vigor. Yeah, they want that Deputy out of there. You got it. Alright, then we have Damping Sphere for next turn. Hopefully they can't Titan me this turn, but, like, it would involve, I don't know what it would involve. Like, a bounce land with a bunch of mana. There's a human. That's a good pickup. Alright, we're going to tap these things. So I don't forehead it out. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, is this Amulet player really bad or a godly player? I don't know. I have no idea who they are. Pact in response. Okay. Well, then they probably died of Damping Sphere. I don't know. They're probably dead to this Damping Sphere anyway. Oh, they just conceded. Why do they keep conceding? Why does everybody keep conceding to Kitesail Freebooter? Apparently we need to put the fourth one of these back in the deck because people are just conceding to it. Left and right. Haven't dropped the game. This deck's broken. See? Amulet. Joke of a matchup. Easy mode. They seem to be very bad. I'm not on the SCG tour. What do you mean? Oh, here you go. If they're on the SCG tour, they're probably bad. That's not even true. Be easy. Be easy. You have, like, Edgar. You have, like, Dom. You have, like, basically all the Amulet gods. Will Pulliam. I can't afford those tourneys. That's fair. It is quite expensive. Yeah, this hand's fine. It's got a 1-drop. It's got a 2-drop that I actually want to cast in turn 2. That's all pretty attractive. If this is black-green, then I'm even more happy about this turn. Uh-oh. Fetch Forest, Noble Hierarch. That can't be good. Well, human. Here's this thing. I don't know what this match could be, but we're playing against a very honest thief. Alright. A 2-drop. Devoted Druid. Oh, shit. That's pretty bad. Well. Huh. We're gonna hope that they have to, like, court or something, and that this Kitesail's gonna have text. Or we're just gonna die in turn 3, which is gonna be pretty frustrating. Oh my god, opponent. It's just an Aether Vial trigger. Please. Please stop. Just F6. You have nothing in your deck except... What? I don't even... No, you have nothing in your deck you can cast. You can't even cast that stupid... What's it called? The... Like, Postmortem Lunge card? I always yield to this. Yes. Well, crap. Alright, well, let's get a look-see. Hopefully they don't have it. Who am I kidding? They always have it. Oh my god. Although we don't die right away. If we don't die right away, we can't Deputy. God, this is awful. Alright, take your company. Go. They can make infinite mana and put some creatures into play, but we can actually beat that. We can beat that. And they have to hit it off Bugler. Unfortunately, can't hit Shalai. What'd you get? No recruiter? No recruiters? Whiff? They whiffed. Nice. So now I guess they're going to put whatever the other cards in their hand was. Just like another Druid. Sure. A Gavany? Okay. Yeah. Yes, I would like to put a counter on Aether Vial. Oh, dear. Well, this is kind of bad. We could make a... We could image Bugler. Get a Bugler. It's, like, not wild. They're, like, top decking, but they have access to Gavany Township and infinite mana, so they can Gavany every turn. Which is not good. It's noticeably bad. Really? We're still a turn off of being able to Deputy, but we could maybe Reflector Mage. Maybe that accomplishes something. Yeah, if we hit Reflector Mage, then we can at least keep them off infinite mana next turn. Yeah, let's make a Bugler. Bugle. Okay. Ah, well, ding. Alright, so we can Reflector the Vizier. Boop. Blue... White, and this means they doesn't matter what their draw step is, we're drawing live, and then we can play this, then we can Deputy, and if we draw any land, we can... Oh wow, they just let it happen instead of popping their stuff? Oh, they don't have white. Oh yes, so easy, so easy. We're not blocking with this, so I guess we just attack. Hiya! No. Next turn we have Bugler plus Deputy, I guess. Just Deputy the 2 druids. It's a pretty good turn. We're owning. We might actually win this game, chat. Well, we're going to have to beat this Gavany at some point, and that's not going to be terribly easy. What is this? Is this an evolutionary leap or something? Night of Autumn. That's pretty rude. Alright, well, now we're in a little bit more trouble. Because they get to blow up my Aether Vial. Solo counters this running Fauna Shaman to go get the win con? That's wild, Tony. They're really out here deciding what to do with this thing. A 4-3 isn't unreasonable, but I think blowing up Vial is pretty clearly a good decision. I've seen the Black Splash for Postmortem Lodge. I've never seen Necrotic Ooze before. That's kind of wild. Yep. Okay. Pump your stuff. This attack is pretty bad. We just like trade off. Alright, well. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. These said blockers. I lied. I forgot the Noble Hierarch is broken! Playing good today. Didn't actually make the block, though, so I guess that's good. This is tough. Could crack a Canopy and try to Hail Mary a land. Could make... I don't know. I don't know what I could do. We're in pretty bad shape. Blowing up that Vial. Main deck Night of Autumn. What the heck, Honest Thief? Who hurt you? Bugler doesn't do much. Them being able to, like, do this stupid Gavany thing every turn is pretty rough. Alright, let's do this thing. Just need to be able to cast this, and we're in such good shape. I just got to Narset reversal my Nexus against the Nomad's Veto. Disgusting. Who hurt you? So do I get 2 sublists since my last one is still in the queue? I mean, sure. If you want to move your last one into something else. Yeah, that's fine. If that's what you're asking. I don't understand. I guess I don't understand the question. I'm pretty dumb. Alright, well, they get to make this a 4 million. You're gonna draw insane to win this game. Especially because I just, like, in a handful of 3-drops, just spent my 3 mana playing a 2-drop. Like, my hands are so clunky now. Night of Autumn. Gross, gross, gross. Also, this Gavany. Well, I guess we've already gotten lucky enough that we didn't actually die because we had no answer to a turn 3 kill with all the Devoted Druid things. Let's see if they picked it up. Yep. Give this thing. Get access to 1 more white source because of Noble Hierarch. Yep. Oh, Birds of Paradise. That's a flyer. Gross! Alright, make a bunch of mana. Tap for white. Play your Gavany. Guess you could do it in combat. Whatever, I'm still double blocking. 5, 6, yeah. You don't have awesome attacks. They have successfully deduced that their attacks are not very good. I think we're about to die, chat. Watch, now we're going to whiff. It's just going to be all lands. Sure. All lands. Ready? I'm ready. We just missed a million land drops. Pump, pump. Ugh. Deputy of Detention, please. Oh, wow. There's that Ziggurat we wanted. I guess we'll take this. It's probably just the best card for keeping up, although it's only one Gavany activation. Ugh. Gross. We can, like, attack for 2. Well, that might just kill us, but we're not really getting anywhere if we're not attacking. And, like, I'm not going to block if it's lethal, so... Unless you sent me in January. Hasn't been played yet. Get with me after the stream. All right, Joe. We'll figure this out. Because I do not remember such. It is not in my notes. So whatever you sent me has gotten apparently lost, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out what happened. All right. Horizon Canopy is a good one. Never as an opponent just sat with infinite mana in play so long and me not die. Yep. Did you hit? You must have hit. It's another Devoted Druid? Sure, dude. To attack, put it to 6 toughness. Well, they're quickly going to figure out that their best attack is either only Birds of Paradise or only Militia Bugler. Hopefully quickly figure that out. Slamming with everybody is pretty bad, I think. You might be able to assemble like a Bugler Knight of Autumn Vizier attack. No, that attack sucks. It's like maybe Bugler Knight Birds attack is like okay. What does that do? 2 Knight gets double blocked and just trades for a creature. Bugler gets double blocked. Yeah, they went for the just Bugler attack, which makes sense. So if I block here, 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 so I block like this, they don't get to kill 2 creatures, right? 5, 6. Yeah, they don't get to kill 2 creatures. Now I get to kill their thing. Okay. Big butt fights. Hiya. Trade a Reflector Mage for Bugler. Champion of the Parish. Alright, well, we're going to hurt ourselves more, apparently. 1 white. Put this into play. Okay. White. White. Put this into play. I'm just going to kill myself with the Horizon Canopies. Man, that's another thing. I feel like this game was super winnable if we just had Horizon Canopy, but that's not how this game works, sadly. We are dead. Most likely. We might not be dead. We just got another Gavany activation. That was nice. It's a nice little treat. Attack for 3. Okay. So you can still only pump the birds to being an X3. So we can block. Although the bird's close to just killing us. Like if we keep playing spells to keep up, the bird's eventually just going to kill us. Why didn't he pump after blockers? It doesn't do anything to pump after blockers. I think this is the last turn we had to potentially draw to... Because, like, now they have an all-out attack that's very good. Like, I think that was our last turn to draw 2... words, I'll think of them. To being able to cast this Deputy and be able to win the game. Because, like, getting 3 blockers off the table would be insane. Vizier. Alright, that's another thing you can pump. They just don't attack at all. They just do not make an attack. Kitesail Freebooter. Well, I don't really have a good attack. At all. So I think we're going to go ahead and concede this one. That sucks. I feel like we had to break a long time there. Like, we just did not draw a land into turn 7, right? Like, it was like the 3 lands we kept. That's gross. Well, I was just complaining about Staticaster. I imagine it's fantastic in this matchup. Dismember is awesome. This card could be reasonable. It shuts down Chords and Companies. And Postmortem Lunge? Alright, I'll put it in my deck. I'll buy that. There's like these left. Don't like those near as much. Meddling Mage is actually pretty bad here, I think. Because there's so many ways they have getting the like creatures into play that unless we like have seen their hand with Kitesail Freebooter, it's just not very good. Really don't like Mantis Rider in this matchup. We're just not going to be racing them at all. Bugler, not a huge fan of Bugler. Well, Bugler could be okay at finding like some of our removal spell creatures. Maybe Bugler's just like better than Mantis Rider all around. I think Image is pretty good. Thalia is pretty bad. I don't know. I think I'm gonna try this. Like cutting the 3 Thalias and the 3 Mantis Riders for some removal like creatures and some bigger 3-drops. I guess we're leaving one Mantis Rider in, but I think this is pretty good. We still have Kitesail Meddling Mage. Maybe I want to shave on Meddling Mages, but I think Thalia is noticeably worse. And like I said, Kitesail plus Meddling Mage is like still a combo, so we can still do it. And I don't really love the other options, so I'm down for it. I'm down for it. They don't have a lot of. They don't think they have anything outside of like Path to Exiles to remove my Kitesails either, so it might still be good. My opponent has Kiora and Soul Diviner. That's just good deck building. Speaking of good deck building, here's all the lands we wanted. I think we're still supposed to keep this just because like it's a hand with such high upside. Like we literally just need to draw like a spell, and this hand's very good. Human. Okay. Green. Noble Hierarch. Go. Reserverge Thicket, Abe. Tweeter. You got it. Golly. Tilts. Well, that probably killed us. Drawing that land was really, really bad. But we still have the combo, so maybe we'll be okay. But I'm not holding my breath. I think drawing a land. We kept this hand knowing that we probably needed to draw a spell or we would die, and we did not draw said spell. We need their hand to be pretty mediocre. Kitesail Freebooter. Show me the goods. Give me some spells. Nom 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 nom. 2 collecting companies. No, just 1. Karn the Great Creator. What artifact do you have? What the heck? You gonna animate my Aether Vial? What does this thing do? God, that's atrocious. They don't even have any of the combo. We're just going to take Collected Company. Alright, well, let's skip this. I don't know what we're doing with Karn the Great Creator in our deck. I just, like, have actually no legitimate idea. Give me Collected Company. Combat. Like, I just don't understand what text that card's supposed to have. Do you have any of the combo at all? Devoted Druid? So you get to play Devoted Druid, so we just, like, name Busy or whatever. I should probably name Duskwatch Recruiter. I think that card, like, they're probably going to play the Druid, and that card's just gonna matter more. Alright. They have a Hierarch. They have a Recruiter, a Canopy, a Druid, and a Karn, and they don't have Company. Alright, there we go. That's their hand. Put this back. Township, obviously. Tilts. Should play your Hierarch. Yup. Thalia's Lieutenant. That's a good turn. Do we name Duskwatch Recruiter or Karn the Great Creator? This comes artifacts, right? You think they have a Mycosynth Lattice? What are the odds they have a Mycosynth Lattice, chat? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, they have mana to cast a Mycosynth Lattice, so they just have the card. But there's no way. I refuse to believe they have a Mycosynth Lattice. I just don't believe it. I, like, factually don't believe it. But this card has no text otherwise. Just actually no text. So we're going to name Duskwatch Recruiter. And we're going to die to whatever that thing is doing. Whatever Karn the Great Creator does in their deck, we're going to die to it. Yeah, man. Alright, white. We played against 2 decks with new cards. Wild. Blue. Alright, Meddling Mage. Name Duskwatch. Duskwatch. Recruiter. Put this thing into play. Put my Gavany Township into play. Them drawing Gavany every game has been a beating too. That card is so good in this matchup. Like when we were shutting down their combo plan, it is like easily their best, like, you know, plan B, because it's just anthems every turn. It's like kind of slow, but like if you look at our pressure, it's not fast. Ugh. What an absolute beating. Gets Ballista? That's fair. So you think they just board out the Ballista every time they board Karn in? They can't cord for that. I guess they can't cord for that either. So I guess you just go to only the Shalai in the deck? Yikes. Everyone wants a Lattice to the side. Alright, Edward. I don't know about that one. What are we doing? What are you Karning? Go cast your Karn. Do it. Do it! I demand you do it. Karn me. Wild. Alright, what you got? A Ballista? What does Ballista do? Kills this? Choose an artifact you own from outside the game. You got it. What you got, opponent? I swear if I get latticed. We know Duskwatch. Opponent is consulting their sideboard. The fact they didn't slam dunk a lattice makes you think they don't have one. Incoming lattice, please no. Ensnaring Bridge. That's pretty good. Huh. Well, that's kind of a problem. We can kill the Karn. It's about all we can accomplish. Okay. Well, that's pretty unfortunate. What is my plan to win this game? I guess we just need to Meddling Mage enough things that they could draw. God, this sucks. Alright. We are drawing a Deputy of Detention. It's not like we're dead. So let's just name, what is it, Vizier of Remedies? Remedies. Boop. Yep. Okay. We have 2 cards in hand. Combat. Let's kill Karn, I guess. Attack Karn, the Great Creator. Kill Karn. We could have killed Karn and done 2 points to them. This is a bad attack. I'm atrocious at this game. I just like, yeah, well, we have a 2/2, and we have another 2 power creatures, so like that, we'd have to throw in both a card. It doesn't matter. I forgot about the 1/2 Hierarch. Which, of course, I accounted for when attacking with 1 creature. I forgot it had a power just now, because you just like always think of it as a mana creature. Hopefully we don't. If they win, if we, oh, Knight of Autumn? That card just has no text, right? Blows up your own Ensnaring Bridge. That's insane. Value. Otherwise, it just like gains for life? Yeah, okay. Attack. You got it. And they're going to get a point in. They can attack with their -1/1. Dismember. That's pretty good. Oh. They have 1 card in hand, so we can attack with only our Hierarch. I mean, we can attack. That's valuable. Hiya! This is a pretty rough attack. We can cast all of our spells as long as we keep Ziggurat Plains in play, so I'm just going to play this in Inhuman. Okay, and then we're going to hold this Dismember for like ever. This is going to be a long game, chat. And we're ahead on 2 minutes, so maybe we'll win. Who knows? They have a lot of activating Gavany and finding Ensnaring Bridge before we die. This makes it a 2/3, which like block, right? Oh, they can pump it with Gavany before damage. Yeah, I guess we just block. This Hierarch's a good draw. We just block and then like it forces the Dismember. I really don't want to be forced to Dismember this. But otherwise they just get to attack me for a billion turns, and I don't want that to happen either. I'm gonna take it just this time. I think I'm gonna take it. I think this Dismember has better targets. Ooh, that's a Canopy. That's a good one. Boop. Cycle this. Good one. Image. Ooh, Image is so good. That allows me to blow up Ensnaring Bridge and slam. Although Ensnaring Bridge might just be favoring me right now. I don't actually know. This is a weird one. Do we want to keep them under their own bridge? Can we kill them before they Gavany me out of this game? I legitimately don't know. Because, like, our attacks aren't awesome. But whereas with Thalia's Lieutenant, our attacks become slightly more awesome. Alright. I think I'm just going to image the Lieutenant. And, like, we're just going to keep taking jaw steps until I find Deputy of Detention. And try to alpha them then. Or just another image. Because, like, I'm fine with the stalemate. I think the creatures I'm drawing are better than the creatures they're drawing. This is so freaking weird. Alright, yep. Yeah, counters. They can start holding cards, I guess. They can start just like taking draw steps and holding cards. This is so freaking odd. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to assume that we're going to be able to assemble a bigger board state than they can. And that like we'll get enough Reflector Mages and things like that to be able to win the game anyway. I don't know. We'll figure this out. The bridge was slowing the game down so much. I mean, yeah. I think, yeah, they start activating Gavany now because they see my plan is to just, like, attack around them. They drew a land. It's fine with me. How big does this thing get now? I guess we just dismember this. So we can block everything else. Alright, well, let's force them to block. Well, let's force them to crack first. Okay. What is this? Why are we fetching? What are you doing? Boop. Pay life, pay one. Kill that. And now you're not able to attack for a while. Because you have to assemble another flyer and then pump it up a lot before you can attack into my Kitesail. Ensnaring Bridge in their creature deck. Genius, I tell you. Vial. Yeah, I mean, we'll play Vial. There's no reason not to. Attacking with Hierarch only attacks with a 3/4. Can't even attack with Hierarch. Alright, cool, go. They currently have no attacks either. No, I have no attacks. Although, we've let them catch up a little bit on time, so I guess we should just keep playing. This is kind of about the clock now, I think. Do they like Shalai or something? Kitchen Finks? Sure. I don't care about that. You have no way to sacrifice it, so you can't gain infinite life or anything, right? Always yield. Yes. What do you guys have to say? Will they attack with Noble next turn? Like, I mean, that's fine. We have great blocks on the ground, right? Like with 4/4s. I guess we can just file this in. And And we can actually attack with it, for whatever that's worth. Go, I guess. Like, the idea is we're going to go around them. Like, we're just going to put a bunch of creatures in play and go around them. Like, if they're going to pump up, we're like, hopefully we're going to end up with more creatures in play than they will. I don't know if that's true, but we're going to try. This is a big part of meddling maging the Vizier. I'm sorry, the Duskwatch. Because, like, otherwise they could just play more creatures than us. You're just going to keep drawing creatures and eventually knight this. Whereas, like, I think as it stands, we stand to gain the most by just, like, taking draw steps and making our stuff bigger. Because we're just going to be able to outsize, or not outsize, but like, we're going to be able to go wider than they can. Like, we're going to be able to one-hit them, basically, whenever we eventually get around to answering this in the Snaring Bridge. Alright, you unlocked your Noble Hierarch attacks. What does this Hierarch turn into? A 5/6? They could be a 6/6? Let's vial this in. Boop, put this into play. Alright, and trading with their hierarchs is pretty valuable here. So let's block with all of this. And they can kill either these or the 5/5. No, they could pump, so that's kind of bad. Is this block good? This block seems fine. Just like trades their 5/5 with their 5/6. Trading off big creatures is fine with me. We can't kill them both. Play a land, so I can't really have any good attacks. Yes. Thalia's Lieutenant. That's a pretty good one. So if they try to, like, make another, like, brazen attack like that next turn, we can, like, blow them out this Thalia's Lieutenant. Pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. What you got? You have any up to 4. You have to find a way to draw 2 cards. Okay. I don't really get this sequencing. Like, I get the counter lifts, but I feel like they should be trying to grow their Devoted Druid. Oh, they should have a Collected Company. That's fine. Well, hopefully they don't hit a Duskwatch Recruiter. Because that'd be pretty bad. 2 Devoted Druids. Deal. You got it. Do not care about that. You can still only activate Gavany once per turn. This is so wild. It's like your opponent playing turn 3 Blood Moon. I play Staring Silence on the sideboard for Fitted in the Beard. Yeah, this is odd. I won't lie. This is pretty odd. I don't think there's any reason not to put this into play. Maybe there is a reason not to put this into play, but I don't really know what it is. It doesn't feel like it's getting a ton better. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe I think I'm supposed to hold this, actually. I think that was a mistake to put that into play. We're going to put a counter on this to be as mana efficient as possible. Now that's a pretty good one. What do our attacks look like right now? Once again, we have this stupid decision to make with this Aether Vial. They don't have a flyer, and we kind of have the ground locked up. Kind of. Oh, I hate this. I hate this so much. So we could exile all their Devoted Druids. Put them down to 3 blockers. Doesn't do anything. Oh, God. Why is this game so hard? I think we're supposed to hold this. But are our attacks getting any better is the real question. So we Deputy the Ensnaring Bridge. They have an activation of Gavany to use. Then they get a 5/4, a 6/5, another 4/5. And those are the relevant creatures. We have, the thing is we have a 4-power flyer. I don't know, dude. I'm just going to pass. I think it's getting better for us. Especially because we can, like, randomly just take out 3 of their creatures in one shot whenever we kind of feel like it. So I'm just going to pass. They didn't Gavany, and I'm pretty down with them, like, trying to not Gavany in order to, like, attack with this stupid Hierarch. I think we should take Bridge and attack with the Flyer, 5 power and Noble. The thing is, like, I'm really scared about just getting back cracked on the ground. Like, their ground assault is, like, pretty frustratingly large. And they're not activating... They're not activating Gavany right now. What is this? Karn the Great Creator. Why? How many of these do you have? Alright. Sure. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you grabbing? Cut it out. Oh, shit. They have a freaking lattice? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Why didn't they grab it before? So we could try to time them out and make them draw to their stuff before we die. I don't know if that's valuable. They're just going to take a bunch of draw steps. Pump their stuff a lot. Can they do that in 8 minutes? I don't know. I don't care. We're done. We're done with that game. We're done. Whatever, dude. Whatever. I'm off it. We're not beating Karn the Great Creator creature deck. I just don't understand. Oh my god. Respawn and exile Karn. I can't. They freaking turned off my Aether Vial because that's what Karn does. Otherwise, that would be great. That is not how that works. What do you mean told you? They should have 100% grabbed it the first time. This game should not have been a game. We played like 10 extra minutes of that game than we should have. Oh my gosh, that is so tilting. We just got freaking Karn. Oh, that card is so dumb. Why did they print it? No, make it stop. Make it stop. They said they were an honest thief. That was not very honest of them. We got a 1-drop, a bunch of 2-drops. Is this hand acceptable? This hand's pretty mediocre. Let's hope Meddling Mage is good against this deck. I'm down for it. See, I thought Humans was broken, and then I saw that broken deck, and now it's just, oh my gosh. Oh no. Turbid Shrieking Affliction is kind of odd. I bet you Aether Vial is very good against the Smallpox deck. So let's put our... I'm going to hold the Cavern. I'm going to put the island into play. Aether Vial. This is kind of weird sequencing. I need to know what I'm going to image. Because, like, I want to image... I mean, I want to Meddling Mage Smallpox, because I think that's one of the best cards they could have. We're going to have to start not playing lands soon. Okay. Always yield. Okay. The yielding to the rat could hurt me at some point this game, but... so now I'm supposed to name Liliana of the Veil. Because that's the best card in their deck. Human. Okay. White. Blue. This thing. Alright, let's name Liliana of the Veil. Smallpox than Liliana of the Veil? I think Liliana of the Veil is more of a disaster, right? Maybe not. Maybe we'll name Smallpox. Smallpox. If they edict me, we can just vial in the stupid Hierarch right now. Yeah, you're right. We're supposed to Smallpox first. We have 5 cards in hand, and we need to not get down to below 3, or we start taking damage. Maybe we're supposed to name Ensnaring Bridge. I might have screwed this up. Mutavault. Tavriel? Sure. This goes to 2. We could go down to exactly 3 cards, and then we're stuck playing 1 card a turn. I think I'm going to discard this Ancient Ziggurat. Because this Horizon Canopy we can turn into like a spell later when we need it. I think I'm going to put this Hierarch into play. Alright, okay. The point is we should be doing damage faster than they are. Yes. Let's put this into play. Crack it? Are we going to crack it immediately? Sure, let's crack it immediately. Yeah, let's crack it immediately. Mantis Rider. I wish I could cast that. Alright. Attack. Davriel. We've named Smallpox. They didn't have Liliana the Veil. I'm going to put them on still not having Liliana the Veil. Pass. 4 cards in the end. Just concede. Okay. You did it. I'm owning. If they had another Davriel, I think I wanted to play like this. And if they have a Liliana, I don't care. Yeah, if they have Liliana, I don't care. Because I'm just going to slam a bunch of Mantis Riders next turn. So, like, I was pretty okay with all the things they could have there. That game looked close. Game was really close. Right. Auriok Champion seems interesting in this matchup. It doesn't really die. And, like, it does gain life. So, like, we can maybe outpace the stuff they have going on. I don't know. Deputy of Detention seems awesome. Bugler seems reasonable. The point is, Reflector Mage seems god-awful. So, we need to get that card out. Out. Like, all of these are, like, reasonable-ish. This isn't really... This is too much mana. I don't want to play that many lands. I think Sand Collector's pretty bad. So maybe just, like, some Auriok Champions. But I don't want, like, a million of them. Maybe just play, like, 2. What about that? Is that reasonable? Maybe Phantasmal Image isn't as good. Put another Auriok Champion in the deck. Seems fine to me. Sure, we'll submit this. Alright. Well, Smallpox. Dude, we've played against every deck so far has had War of the Spark cards in it. That's pretty interesting. Everybody's really excited to play with these new cards. Davriel, I think, is actually okay in the rack. The problem with the rack is it's just not a very good deck to begin with. So, like, it's, like, kind of hard to make the comparison that, like, how good is the card? It's like the card is actually, it's pretty fine in the deck. The problem is just, like, not a very good deck still. Like, that's not what it needed to take it into the tier 1. It needs Twin to come back in order to be a tier 1 deck. I should have taken the draw game. Oh, it wasn't my choice. Never mind. Big dumb. This hand is, like, fine. Keep. We're gonna get Smallpox. It's gonna be disgusting. It's just how the world works. Ravens crime me. They going to discard a 3-drop? Mantis Rider's underwhelming. Ugh. Well, human. Okay. If they don't have specifically Smallpox, we're in really good shape. If they have Smallpox, then we're in pretty bad shape. The fact they went turn 1 Ravens Crime increases the chances they have Smallpox, but I think I'm fine just, like, doing this, because I don't really think holding is, like, a winning strategy. Oh, they pushed? Deal. Very okay with that. I think Ravens Crime me, I might just discard Champion of the Parish. Yeah, I think I'm going to discard Champion. It doesn't really fit my game plan at all anymore. Alright. Human. Okay. White. Place. Auriok Champion. Let's see how good this card actually is. They have pushes in their deck, so clearly it's, like, going to hopefully blank some removal. We're going to play Bugler next turn over the second Auriok Champion. I expect them to have a Planeswalker here. Yep, that's fine. And they're going to Edict Auriok Champion. Pretty cool with that. Yep, gone. It doesn't attack Liliana very well anyway, so I'm not actually too upset about that. It's not great, but not too upset. Human. White. Put Maybe we're supposed to go champion Auriok. That's tough. Yeah, I'm just gonna bugler. Bugle, bugle, bugle. Grab another champion. That's actually pretty reasonable. Gives us something to discard to Liliana. In pretty rough shape, I think. Did they take the play this game? I think they did. Weird. You're supposed to always take the draw against Auriok. Although, maybe in this matchup you're supposed to take the play just because of Smallpox. I might actually do that. Because Smallpox is so effective against us, like, them being able to Smallpox in the play. Bontu's Last Reckoning. Gross. Snaring Bridge with 1 card in hand. You got it. Well, we're pretty far from casting anything. That's rough. That's rough. That's gonna be a tough one to beat. Thalia. Champion. White. White. Thalia. Maybe this is bad sequencing, but I think that Liliana Veil is going to keep this stuff from attacking ever anyway, so might as well just like put everything into play. They have a Shrieking Affliction. We can probably concede. If I don't draw like a Deputy in like 2 steps, I'll probably just concede. We're still drawing, because we have to draw the lands to cast it too, so I guess you need to draw the land first. Alright, here, we'll put this into play named Wizard. Wizard. Alright. I think we need to draw like 2 lands that cast it, and then the Deputy in like 1,000,000 steps. It's pretty rough. Yeah, that's the worst creature by a large margin, right? Why did they start cycling creatures? I almost want to keep taking this up to ult. Oh, they should have another one. That explains a lot. Yep. Yep. This makes a lot of sense. That answers my question. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, now we're actually just drawing any Deputy, which is pretty nice. We still need like a lot of help to actually win the game, but we're drawing any Deputy now to be able to pressure Liliana, which is nice. Although I don't think we're going to be able to beat the Shrieking Affliction. Okay. Get rid of this. Should have another Liliana? That'd be pretty gross. Stop. How many Lilianas can you draw? Yup. Alright. Deputy, right here. Deputy. Bam. It's pretty bad. And we can only pressure Liliana for 1. This sucks. Make a Hierarch. You can start attacking Liliana, but then we died at Affliction. But, like, maybe we could just exile Affliction? Is that bad? Maybe we could just exile Affliction. Is that unreasonable? Yep, it's fine. Deputy. Deputy Champion of the Parish. Combat. Attack Liliana the Veil. Because they have a Raven's Crime in their sideboard. I mean, in their graveyard, which is gonna make this pretty hard. Yup. Just animate the other one too. Let's go. One, 2, 3. I think we're dead. But we'll play it out. Play it out for the sake of playing it out. Wait, this thing. Because, like, we can Deputy for Shrieking Affliction. And then they have to draw another way to animate the thing. Fortunately, they don't have any 4-drops in their deck. It sucks that we couldn't kill both Mutavaults there and, like, try to cut them off casting 3-drops. Although they have Liliana the Veil. God, Liliana Veil is so good in this deck. We don't really have a good plan. Yeah, I think we're dead. It doesn't really hurt to keep playing it out. Versus my Chemist's Insight. I'm terrified of casting Nexus now. Fair. Take you. We want to play because the Vial is the best card against 8 Wrecking Humans. That's fair. Yeah, I think we actually do want to be on the play in this matchup the more I think about it. Which is like, goes against traditional convention, but I'm pretty sure we want to be on the play. Discard a Smallpox. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Alright, yeah, we're done. Boop. We have no more winning lines. Begin sideboarding. Auriok Champion was pretty bad. Image looked like it could have been good. Whirler Rogue also maybe could have been good. So maybe I want these over the Auriok Champions. Think about that. Auriok Champion was really bad. So get out of the deck. Auriok Champions. X2. Get in the deck. Submit. And like I said, we're going to take the play just because Smallbox is such a beating. And also Vial is apparently the best card. Vial seems bad. Vial seems great. Vial means you get to hold a bunch of your lands. Because, like, the best thing against Agrac is holding lands. So all their discard spells, like, most of them can't hit lands. Like Thoughtseize and Inquisitions and stuff. And so, I'd love to play first. Keep this. If they have a push, we're in pretty big trouble. Green, Auriok. Oh my gosh. Go! Then we have, like, Champion, which, like, will still get us kind of destroyed by Smallpox, but hopefully not that destroyed. I'm going to discard Mantis Rider. Oh my god, they Fatal Push. It's so gross. No! We can afford to miss a land just this turn and play this. And then if we get Smallpox, the game's over. We're not beating push into Smallpox this game. Alright, we can. Yeah. Whatever. I'll take one step to see if I hit a land. Maybe they don't have 3-mana Planeswalker. Because 2 lands at the top of our deck in a row are pretty good. Boop. And like they need some more. Sacrifice creature. Yep. Sacrifice land. Yep. Mulliganing against 8 rec, especially on the play, is just like kind of unacceptable. Alright. I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. You win. Discard Ratchet Bomb. Jeez. Ugh. Taking our beatings. All these new cards, so good. Karn, we just died to Karn. I guess we did kind of die to Davriel. No, we did. Davriel didn't do anything. We won the game where they played Davriel. We died to Ensnaring Bridge, as we tend to do. I mean, we had all the answers to Ensnaring Bridge in the deck. We just like kind of didn't convert, and that hand was fine. I still stick by. I would keep that hand again. I think if I was playing the match, just like they have to have push into Smallpox, and we have to miss on lands. There's a bunch of ands there that like mean that we lose the game like that, and they all happened. But I don't think that's the majority of the time. And so I'm fine with it. Like, if they just don't have Smallpox, Fatal Push, we're in great shape. We can actually still beat the Smallpox. But it is, it's still hard, but we're taking draw steps at least. Sad. Actually, we probably just Meddling Mage on turn 2, naming Smallpox, so I guess we're just great if we untap with the Hierarch at all. Like, if they're missing one of those pieces, then we're just, like, in very good shape. But alas, we died. Womp-de-womp. Outside of Liliana the Veil ult. I mean, Jakey, who if Liliana the Veil is ulting, then there's an Ensnaring Bridge in play, and you didn't lose to the fact you had like a Vial or whatever. You lost to the fact that, you got Ensnaring Bridge. Alright, match number 5. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Playing some humans. Playing against some pretty non-conventional decks, but a lot of people trying a lot of new cards. Which is, it's nice to see. Like, looks like War of the Spark is actually a pretty high impact set. Like, a lot of the cards have made their way into Modern in some way or another. Alright. I'll keep this hand as well. Boop, boop, boop. It's pretty reasonable. We don't have a 2-drop we actually want to cast, but we're on the draw, so we have 2 steps to hit a 2-drop we actually want to cast. Oh, wow. We about to get poxed? Oh my gosh. Human. Maybe there's merit to not actually playing this land first and trying to sell them on Stone Raining a different land. What is this? Utopia Sprawl. You got it. You have 4 mana. About to get Inferno Titaned. Acid Moss? Sure did. Yeah, I should have played a Canopy on one. I didn't think about it till after the fact. Sorry, guys. Wumpty womp. Alright, and I guess if they play an Inferno Titan, we can just pick it all on up. Asmos. Sure. Okay. Somebody touched them where Tron shouldn't be touching people, apparently. I'm gonna make this attack just like boldly be willing to trade with the elf. Yeah, in case they want to. I haven't missed a land drop yet, so. Sure, man. Okay. Very well. You have one card left. You've Stone Rained me a million times. What's your last card? Because apparently it's something you're going to cast. Planeswalker? Another mana creature? What are you working with? Karn the Great Creator. Go grab Michael Staticaster. What the hell, people? Stop. Oh my god. Here's our Horizon Canopy. Combat. Attack all creatures. That Karn. Alright, this makes it to where even if he grabs, I don't know, a Mycos and Platis, I guess. God, maybe we should just cut Vial. Apparently everybody's just doing this thing and like Vial's just bad. Which is sad because Vial's like one of the best cards in this matchup. So that's just gotta be idiotic. Alright, we both played hard. Boop. We got Ponza'd. Damping Sphere seems like an incredible trap. Gaddock Teeg could be good. Actually, Gaddock Teeg I think actually might be pretty good. Sand Collector looks bad. Deputy of Detention seems okay. Dismember seems great. Bugler seems historically bad. Staticaster could be good. He's a little better than Reflector Mage. Things that are hard to cast. Mantis Riders out of the deck. Bugler out of the deck. So stupid. Karn the Great Creator. Everybody's playing that card. Now's a bad time to be playing Affinity for you Affinity lovers out there. This deck is not good in the face of everybody main decking Karn. Reflector Mage just isn't great. Like, we have a lot of answers to the mana creatures. Or bring in Deputy Detentions, which are also kind of hard to cast. Alright, we're just gonna try this. One basic witch. What's going on? We're getting bodied. Bodied by Karns. Oh, well, I'm not keeping a one-lander against Ponza. I will keep one land, or two lands Hierarch, though. Karn, Ponza. Don't Craig has on that. Deck is obnoxious. Drake losing to Karn plus 56. I'm waiting for Karn humans. I mean, we might as well. Clearly, we're the ones in the wrong. That's not a land. Put it on the bottom. Alright, I'm not going to screw this up this time. I'm actually going to play Canopy first. Actually, now it doesn't matter. Because I don't think they have any one-mana Stone Rain effects. I'm prepared to be wrong. I'm just going to lose the game on the spot when they do. Oh, man. Modern is in a wild spot right now. War of the Spark. Very high impact set, apparently. Very interesting. I'm excited to see what our Titan Shift leagues look like. Thankfully, we're playing against Ponza now instead of in the Titan Shift league. Yep, there's your thing. Removal spell. Dang it. Human. Okay. Blue. White. Red. Magic of being on the play. Combat for you. And then we're going to make another Mantis Rider next turn, and we're just going to try to kill them on turn, like, whatever. Let's see, 10. Try to kill on turn 5. Elvish Mystic, you got it. That resolves. Yup. 2 mana. I don't think there's a Stone Rain 2 mana. Walking Ballista. Puke. Hey, Ziggurat! I'm owning. Alright. Maybe we should be naming Karn with this freaking Meddling Mage. Alright. Make a Mantis Rider. Combat. 6, 10. Kill you. Die. Die faster. Maybe they'll fetch and we'll draw another Mantis Rider and we'll win the game. It's going to be great. I'm prepared. Yep, whatever. About to get acid mossed. Ballista on 2. Puke. Puke again. More pukage. Hey, Thylian 1. Thank you much for the follow. I really appreciate it. And before Blood Moon. If they play Blood Moon in their mono green deck, I'm impressed. I guess we just attack. And they can like pump it next turn. Do I even care about that? Not really. It's going to take them forever to actually kill anything. Combat. Yeah. We have a good turn with Kitesail into Meddling Mage. Yeah. And this is what I wanted to happen so that my Freebooter can't just immediately get killed. Alright, let's play this. Boom. Black. We're going to struggle to cross the finish line here, I think. But we're going to make it happen. Take your Karn. Oh my god. They're missing a land, a Primal Command, and they can Eternal Witness a Ballista. Well, we're going to take Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, they're still missing a land. Golly. This Meddling Mage is going to be tough. Because we need to live, like, multiple turns. They can pump, kill my Kitesail Freebooter. And then they just have, like, a pile of cards in their hand. I think the Eternalist thing is too slow, though. So I'm going to name Primal Command. Also, like, naming Primal Command just kind of makes their Ensnaring Bridge, like, kind of bad. Primal Command. Boop. Alright. We have a little house of cards here that hopefully is going to be good enough to win the game. A Thalia's Lieutenant at some point in this game would not hurt my feelings. So they can pump Ballista. Attack for 2 if they want. Doesn't really matter. There's a land. Yep. This doesn't make a ton of sense because this looks worse to me than just playing a, like, pumping their Ballista. Like, playing another Ballista on 1 is worse than just playing another Ballista. I mean, than pumping their current Ballista, right? Oh, no, it puts a 2-1 into play. Fine. Deputy of Detention. Ooh, that's pretty good. Alright, we can cast it, too. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So you take Bridge. You have 2 Primal Commands stuck in your hand. I guess we're supposed to go to combat and attack for 4. Boop, boop, boop. See if they want their Ensnaring Bridge back. And if they do, we're not going to play Deputy. Alright, this is a weird one. I think I'm supposed to hold Deputy. Because they get to untap. They could kill my Mantis Rider, which kind of sucks. So we could Deputy now, exile, try to exile the 2 Ballistas. They kill Meddling Mage. Killing Meddling Mage actually seems pretty reasonable. Huh. Because they can just, like, gain 7, like, put a thing on top of my library or whatever. I don't really know. 2 green creature, probably. Or they can take Ensnaring Bridge. And then if they take Ensnaring Bridge, it puts them to 3 cards in hand. They draw a 4th card. They have to be able... They have 2 Primal Commands in hand. They have to be able to play both cards. So if it's a land, we're in a little bit of trouble. If it's a spell that costs more than 2 mana, we win. I don't know. Am I just gonna play it now? If they get to untap, what does giving an extra counter do? Like, if they get to untap, they could, like, put a counter on it and then kill Mantis Rider, and then I only have this to attack. Is that okay with me? I think that actually is okay with me. I'm just gonna pass. I should Deputy? Why should I Deputy? Talk me into Deputying here. Deputy here does not feel very good. This is a pretty critical decision. They can't submerge creatures. I know that, but like putting a land on top is still kind of fine, right? Because they're just like taking draw steps. Like they're fine, just like as long as they're taking draw steps and like treading water, then they're probably going to win the game. Next turn they kill Mantis, right? So they untap, pump, kill Mantis. Then they have 2 primal commands they can't cast, 2 mana dorks and an Eternal Witness to my Mantis Rider. I'm sorry, to my Kitesail Freebooter and Meddling Mage, naming the 2 good cards in their hand. So they're essentially top decking on a 3-turn clock. Then no more clock. I mean, what do you mean? We still have a 3-turn clock. Like, they're at 3. The Kitesail Freebooter is a real clock when their opponent's at 3. And, like, actually Deputy can attack, too. Because, like, all of the creatures are pretty mopey blockers. So we can probably get in with everybody. Feels like I'm fine with them killing Mantis Rider. Well, okay. Well, what if we don't take? So if we go for the Walking Ballistas, and they kill, and if they kill Kitesail Freebooter, then they get Ensnaring Bridge back, and we're like probably over 50 to just start taking draw steps against them. If they're smart, they will kill your Meddling Mage next turn, cast some Primals. Here's another suggestion: Deputy of Dork. Bridge isn't even good for them with a Meddling Mage out. I mean, it's still fine, right? Especially because I guess letting them untap means they could just kill one. No. Okay, no, it's actually much worse, right? Because Deputy, they can fizzle the Deputy target by only shooting like one thing. Untap, pump once. That doesn't do anything, right? Block, 1, 2. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Since they have 2 commands in, right? But we don't have an attacker that attacks well, right? So, okay, we Deputy a Mana Dork. We Deputy Arbor Elf, because it's the best Mana Dork, right? What happens? They untap, they get an activation. They get to kill Mantis Rider if they want, which I think they have to. And then we attack. No, maybe you're right. Maybe deputying Arbor Elf, actually, that sounds pretty good. And then they have to draw like a mana source to even be able to do anything that matters. Since they have 2 commands in, and they have 1 blocker left. Well, the blocker doesn't matter because the blocker is still going to check the Meddling Mage on the ground. They still have to trade all their ballistas with my Mantis Rider, and then we have... Oh, no, I'm sorry, you're right. We have a Deputy of Detention that gets to attack. That's pretty good. All right, we're going to try that. That's a good suggestion. Chat's so smart. So smart and thin. All right, we're going to shoot the Arbor Elf. I like that. Not terribly intuitive, but I think correct. My opponent's probably tilted as hell. They're like, you took like 5 minutes to figure out you're supposed to cast this great card. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, opponent. Sorry. All right, let's take your Arbor Elf. We're going to try this. We're going to see how this goes. I think this is like basically deciding the game. Like this card right here is like literally going to decide whether or not we win this game. Chet is smart. What about Streamer? Streamer forehead. Yes. All right, opponent. Are you dead? You should be dead. Blast Zone? Are you kidding me? All right. That's a pretty good one. You can't cast that card, opponent. I named it. See, Meddling Mage? Yeah, it still names your card. You have to do something else. Who hurt you? I swear, these people. Who hurt you? Oh, this is such an odd game. That's such a disaster, too. Although they can't, thankfully, pump Ballista and Blast Zone, so it's a little slow. Shoot the Meddling Mage. So, yeah, they do want a Primal Command, which is something I was, like, talking about. Is, like, they're probably going to want a Primal Command to gain 7. And, like... tutor a green creature? I don't know what they're going to tutor for, though. They go to 10? We get to attack for 5? Walking Ballista. I thought it only tutored green creatures. Tutors for any creature? Fine. I don't think another Ballista even does anything. Alright. We're gonna crack this canopy. Meddling Mage. So we can Meddling Mage name Walking Ballista. That's not wild. Let's get a combat and attack with everybody first. Yeah, take damages. I guess we can name... Hey, Ferret Sauce, thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate it. How's it going? Also, if you have a sublist you would like for me to play, make sure you send that to me. By all my subscribers, get a sublist for me to play every month they subscribe. Might have to start streaming more soon. All these subscribers, I'm not going to have enough time to get through the subscriber deck list and all the stuff I want to do too. What a struggle to have. First world problems. Alright, so it's between Meddling Mage and Walking Ballista. One of these squirts. Like I said, Meddling Mage was dying regardless if they were smart. They couldn't kill Meddling Mage and cast Command unless they drew land, which they did. Yeah, what a tilt. One basic witch. Thank you much for the follow. I really appreciate it. You are great. And very helpful. It's like you're a human's master. So we Meddling Mage Primal Command. They can go get another creature. If we Meddling Mage... I guess we should Meddling Mage Walking Ballista. I don't know. If that's the best thing they can grab, then I don't imagine they have another good thing to grab. So I don't know why I played this. I should have held this, I think. Wizard? We're supposed to name Wizard, right? Yeah. Boop. Wait. Ooh. Alright, yeah, let's name Walking Ballista. Gosh, this game has been close. Walking Ballista. Because my opponent is very close to stabilizing. Alright, and now we're still in reasonable shape. Because they blocked. We're still in reasonable shape, like, even if they pump this Blast Zone to 2. They're like, I don't think they have enough things going on because we have 2 3-drops in play. So, like, the Blast Zone on 2 still doesn't do a lot. So they can play their Walking Ballista on 2. Snipe down the Kitesail Freebooter after blocking. Obstinate Baloth. Puke. Why did we do that? That card's so much better than Walking Ballista here. Combat. Alright. Well, now I feel dumb for not naming the second Primal Command, because they can just gain a bunch of life, and now we're in pretty rough shape. This just probably is going to get eaten by... I don't think there's a reason not to play it, though. Because if we draw Horizon Canopy, we want to be able to use our mana as effectively as possible, or Militia Bugler, which I think is still in our deck. Boop. No, it's not. I'm stupid. So much life gain. Cut it out. Who hurt you? Yikes. No kidding. I think naming Ballista was still correct. I think your assessment there is probably correct. I wonder if they're just going to grab another Baloth. They should. I think they should just grab another Baloth. It's far better than Walking Ballista. They probably should grab Baloth to begin with. That's their real bait. They knew I had a Meddling Mage coming off the top, so they're like, I'm going to grab the thing I actually want them to name, and not... Oh my god, Eternal Witness. Stop. Volley's attempt. Thank you. Oh no. Alright, die. Actually die. Alright, what does the attack out look like? Block here, take 1, 4, 8, 10. Not enough? Okay. 6 in the air it is. My god. Alright, opponent. You can Eternal Witness back your Primal Command, but that's not going to be quick enough, I think. You can Eternal Witness back... I don't think you have anything. Nothing that we know about is going to get them out. None of their known cards. So as soon as you can cast it, the humans players concedes. Confirmed. Ballista beats humans. I don't know if Ballista beats humans. I don't know. You can cast a bunch of them. It beats humans out of like Amulet that can make a bajillion mana, but this deck that's not making a bajillion mana is not. That ain't it, Chief. You grab a Ballista, put a Ballista on 1. Oh no, you're still going to do this line. So this leaves you dead, right? We just have more attackers and you have blockers. Alright, so if you have something to gain life, we get a little blown out because we just attack and then we have one more attacker and you have blockers. I think I'm just going to shove. They can blow me out with whatever they have. I don't know what they could have a 2 mana. We know their hand is at least Primal Command, Walking Ballista. So we know 2 cards out of their hand. Feels hard not to shove here. I don't know. Blow me out, opponent. Mass for blockers. 1, 2, 3. You dead? Oh, okay. You died. All right, to game 3. We have forced to game 3. Oh, this is so frustrating. They have so much life gain. And they have more spells than I thought. Does that make me want Sin Collector? Because they have Acid Moss. They have Primal Command. I guess that's all we saw, right? There was another one for some reason. All right, maybe that's it. Maybe they don't have enough spells. Maybe I just don't care. Gaddock Teeg still looks really good. Kitesail Freebooter I think is still probably really good. Phantasmal Image looks a little bit worse. And Blast Zone is going to be an awkward one to beat. But maybe we want... That was the only Mantis Rider in my deck. Maybe we want more Mantis Riders. Seems like they clog up the ground pretty well. Cut a Reflector Mage for another Mantis Rider. Click submit, I think. What's up? Yeah, I was trying to beam. Seems it didn't work. No, you're fine. You're fine. I've heard people say walking... I mean, it's foolish to say Walking Ballista isn't good against humans, because it definitely is. But it is not as good as people make it out to be. Engineer Explosives is, though. That card's dumb. I just have a lot to think about. I wish I could be playing against some, like, very established decks, like, where I know the play pattern's a lot better, and I don't have to sit here and look like an idiot while I think for, like, 10 minutes. Because, like, I just don't know how to play against this, like, mono-green Ponza deck that has, like, Karns and... Oh, my gosh. And bridges and all this stuff. I don't think this hand's going to get it done. Not on the draw. Alright, let's look at this. Alright, this hand looks very, very good. Keep. I think I want that. I think I do want that. It's going to make these flyers a little better. That's exactly why they're playing it. EE is gross. I don't know. EE is actually good in a lot of matchups. EE used to be main deckable in Modern in the good old days. I guess we just bolt the bird, right? Especially this particular bird where Utopia Sprawl turns could look insane, but like not playing Aether Vial feels real dumb. Ugh. They could literally Acid Moss me if I play like a land, which like feels really dumb. I think I'm going to bolt the bird. This is like the most depressing bird bolt ever, but I think we're doing it. Oh god. It just like makes my next turn just like a little bit better. As long as their turn's kind of a blank. Oh my god, are you for real with this? Yeah, alright, well they don't have lands. So if they have Utopia Sprawl, we're gonna want to Kitesail here. Gosh, we're just gonna play everything off curve. That sucks. Maybe not. Maybe we just don't care that much. Maybe we just go like Vile Hierarch. Then we can't Kitesail. What if we just like take the Vial out of our hand? Pretend this card doesn't exist. We would Kitesail and then we would go Hierarch Kitesail. And then like that's still a pretty good turn. Them not having lands really makes me want to take a Utopia Sprawl if they have one. Which I feel like they would have to keep this hand. Human. I'm going to take the little bit riskier play. And I'm going to play entirely off curve to make my hand, these 1-drops look embarrassing. Okay. Alright, I guess. Just like 3 Eternal Witnesses. You have no castables. Sure. You got it, opponent. Well, I should rip the land off the top and just like pick this up. It's going to be great. Yep. 2 mana. Blist on one? Doesn't really do anything. Not yet. Alright, cool. They whiffed. So there's a good chance this second Freebooter doesn't actually do anything, so we're going to wait a turn to play it. We're going to deploy this. We're going to play... I think we're going to play both our 1-drops here. And like they can kill my Hierarch with Ballista if they want. I don't think I care that much. As long as they're not killing Kitesail, we're fine. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so now we should get a piece of pressure. Before they draw lands. Oh, they just conceded. They conceded to the fastest clock in Modern. Kitesail Freebooter. Kitesail seems secure. They def have Sprawl. Yeah, the fact they didn't have Sprawl was wild to me. I don't understand. I don't understand how that was a keep. Like, Eternal Witness is not even good. You don't have a fetch land. Like, okay, I would understand if they had a fetch land in that hand, but they didn't even have a fetch land to return with the Eternal Witness. So it's not even like you can make all your land drops if you actually, like, while making blockers, if you hit, like, once. But, like, they literally had no real payoff if they hit. Like, if they drew a third land, what are they doing? They're going to play an Eternal Witness and pick up what? Arbor Elf? You got it. Resolves. But maybe you just can't look in those hands out of that deck. I think there's a lot of irony in the mono green Ponza deck getting mana screwed. That's a glorious, glorious irony. Nonetheless, humans. Well, we didn't play against a ton of, like, I don't know, what would be considered, like, the top tier. Like, we did play against Amulet, but we played against, like, a lot of, like, wackier decks people are trying because of War of the Spark, which makes sense. I would expect that a lot in the first couple weeks. And overall, my feedback on that is Karn, the Great Creator, seems like a very real Magic card, which I kind of thought it was going to be. I had a discussion on my stream last time that I think Tron was probably going to play some number, probably like 2, maybe 3. And I don't know, maybe they just went 4. The card was just, like, seemed great. And, like, a lot faster, even in some of these, like, mopey, stupid decks than I thought it was going to be. Like, it's another payoff, as we saw for that company deck, and it's also apparently a payoff for mono green Ponza that ramps with Moani Acid Moss. But I don't know. That's I don't know. I don't really know how to, like, evaluate that versus, like, what's going on. Maybe I should have brought this card in against the Utopia Sprawl deck. That doesn't feel very good, actually. The ADHD is getting the better of me here. I don't know. I still like the main deck a lot. I think Deputy of Detention is pretty high impact. As we saw, like, it literally decided the match against Ponza there at the end. And, like, the card is just, like, adds so much versatility to your deck. Like, now we have this card that, like, is not only our Ensnaring Bridge answer, but, like, also answers, you know, a variety of tokens. It answers a lot of creatures in the mirror. It's just, like, kind of an upgraded Knight of Autumn in every single matchup except Burn. And we still have 4 Auriok Champions to clap Burn, so we're still in pretty good shape there. And, like, it's not like we have no, like, shortage of cards for Burn with Sin Collector and, like, I don't even know, Bugler's great, I think, against Burn, too. It's just, like, we have plenty of cards for Burn still. And so I'm pretty happy with the upgrade that Deputy brings, especially to the main deck. I think I'm happy with this main deck going forward. The sideboard, like I said, Teeg, I'm still not super sold on. We got to bring it in against the company deck, I guess. That was kind of sweet. But in general, I think this card is kind of nonsense in the sideboard right now. And I don't particularly like Izzet Staticaster. I think I would cut these two for Grafdigger's Cage, to be honest. Like, that would have been really good against the company deck, right? Having access to Grafdigger's Cage. And it also is good against the Neoform deck, while still having some utility against the Phoenix deck. So I think having, like, that card that's pretty good in all of those matchups is attractive. And, like, we're not really missing the removal spell aspect of this, and I don't really think we need whatever this brings to the table. So I think that's the changes I would make. I think I would play this sideboard almost exactly with these being Grafdigger's Cages. Teeg is better than Sphere against Blue-White. That's true. If Blue-White wasn't being played at all, he'd lose a lot of relevance. Ugh, getting words out of my mouth. Yeah, I think that's true. The thing is, I think we're probably already in good shape against Blue-White. Like, I don't think we're unfavored against Blue-White as it stands. So, like, having a card that's, like, very effective. I mean, I guess I brought this up earlier. But, like, having a card that's, like, specifically for Blue-White and has, like, some utility in other matchups, but not a ton, I don't think is really what Humans wants in its sideboard. Maybe, but, like, I don't know. It feels like our deck's already pretty good against Blue-White, and having access to Gaddock Teeg just for the matchup, which isn't even among, like, what I would consider the top decks. Like, it's not a predator of our deck, and I don't think it's, like, a wildly played deck. Like, it is played some, but, like, I don't think it's, like, it's not like Tron, Amulet, Phoenix, or Humans right now, which are, like, the big 4. And it's not among the big 4 that people are playing. Oh, yeah, sorry, Mana Traders, I'm the worst. And it's not really a predator of our deck. So then having a specific sideboard card that like that's kind of what we have in mind when we put it in the sideboard just doesn't really seem effective. And I'd rather rely on things like, I don't know, Sin Collector to be like just effective sideboard cards in the matchup that like are also incredibly powerful but like very relevant in other matchups like Phoenix. I think Sin Collector is just stellar against Phoenix. I've liked having 2 Sin Collector in my sideboard. Hey, look, you literally just said it. But then again, I'm also not on Bugler. Bugler's so good, Basic Witch. It's so good. I love Bugler in this deck. It is so much versatility. It's like so good with your sideboard like bullets too. Like it rewards you for playing all these like one-ofs and like helps you find your like really impactful cards. I love Bugler. And it's like a relevant amount of pressure. That's the thing Bugler never gets credit for, is it's like commits to the board, is like good in the attacking blocking asymmetry, and then like is card advantage plus like it's also selection. So a lot of the time it helps you find like, you know, Meddling Mage when it's important. It helps you find Reflector Mages when they're important. Like, it helps just smoothen out your deck and its draws, like, a lot, I think. Yeah, I need to try him out again. Yeah, you don't need to commit a lot to him. That was something that I was talking to Demo. No. Was Demo? Whatever. Like, I was talking to one of the viewers earlier in the stream, is that, like, I think that just changing like a couple cards in humans adds like a lot to what the deck can produce and the versatility the deck has. And I think having access to just a couple Buglers is like makes a big difference, especially when you're playing matches against like blue-white, for instance, where like you are going to be drawing a lot of your deck. Having access to Bugler and then like suddenly all your images are now Buglers too is just like unreal. So why not for Thalia? She feels like such a lightning rod right now. So is that like a rhetorical question? Why not for Thalia? She feels like such a lightning rod. Like, I don't know. I don't think she's very effective right now. Like, okay, so she's still very good in a lot of the matchups she's already good in, right? But Humans just won the Mythic Championship, and so I think that Humans is going to rise in popularity, which makes Thalia worse. I also think that Thalia is just not very effective against Amulet. And it's like only okay. I mean, it's good against Tron in my opinion. I like it a lot more than Dylan Hand does. Like I leave all of mine in, but it's not the most exciting card. And I think this card is just Deputy is just an upgrade in every single matchup. And I also think that Deputy is an upgrade against Phoenix, like net. I think that like having another answer to Thing in the Ice is better than having the 4th Thalia in the deck. And so I think like going down to 3 is just like a decision that makes your deck a lot better against what I would expect to be the most played decks in Modern right now. Like Thalia is still a good card, and it's still something we want access to a lot of copies of, but it's not so good in the format right now that we want a 4th copy of the legendary creature in our deck. That makes sense. Oh, as in like multiples. Yeah, like that's actually the thing. One Basic Witch is I don't think she is getting bolted very much, right? Like Amulet's like not really killing her, like not quickly. And when Amulet's killing her, they're killing the rest of your board. And like having another Thalia is not what you want to recover from an Engineered Explosives or a Blast Zone. Tron's kind of the same way, where like it's not dying against Tron, and like Humans is the exact same way too, where she just like is basically just has no text other than First Strike most of the time. So like. She doesn't die a lot except against Phoenix, which is actually cutting on their gut shots, which I think is incorrect for the record. For those of you watching that have seen my Phoenix content, I think the gut shot should be put back into Phoenix right now because I think it's better than Surgical now that Dredge is kind of dying down. But either way, like most Phoenix decks, like in the Hive Mind is not still on Surgical, so they're not on gut shots again yet. And I think that makes sure that Thalia, you don't want more Thalias because they're less likely to die because they're not. I don't know, they're like, maybe they will use their premium removal spells like on just Thalia, but still, it's just like, I think it's a small deck building like decision that is pretty well positioned right now. Yep, there you go. That's my take on Humans. I think the deck's really good. We 3-2'd because we played against some wacky stuff. We played against a lot of ensnaring bridges, but yeah, we 3-2'd. But overall, I think as far as a like deck, as far as it goes as like against the tier 1 decks, I think that it is very well positioned and I think it's very good. And I still think it might just still be the best deck in Modern. I don't know. I said Phoenix was the best deck in Modern, and I really truly believed that when I said it. But like the consistency with which Humans has just like been a part of the modern format and not really ever wavered. It's just like kind of fallen out of flavor a lot. It's never really been bad. It's just fallen out of flavor. Makes me think that this deck might secretly be better than even Phoenix is. And it definitely is, I think, during open deck lists where your Meddling Mages are always informed. But either way, that's neither here nor there. Have you played Titan yet? I have not. I'm about to play Titan Shift after this. I'm going to close up this. This league in this video. And then we're going to play some Titan Shift afterwards. But either way, that'll do it for today. Thank you all. For those of you that are here watching on Twitch, I really appreciate it. I know there's a lot of other stuff you can be watching on Twitch right now. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. If you've not yet followed and you're enjoying my content, jam that follow button. It's the easiest way to support me here on Twitch, and we'll let you know when I go live. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much for supporting my content. If you like what you see here and you want to support me, you should jam that subscribe button. It's the easiest way to support me on YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything, and we'll let you know when I post more videos. If you've been watching my stream, you've also noticed the wonderful scrolling list of sponsors beneath my head. I could not stream and I could not do all the SCG grinding I do without my sponsors. They are wonderful, and they sponsor both Team Nova and this stream. Hipsters of the Coast is where we write our weekly articles. We, being Team Nova, we write weekly articles on that site, and Team Nova actually has an entire column where we post our deck list that we are pretty sure we're going to play at the time of writing the article, and that goes up on Friday before every tournament. Sometimes we audible, as we learned on Twitter this week, but either way, it's usually pretty accurate. We've been almost 100% honest before for Week 1 Standard, but we had a couple players audible off for Week 1 Standard, for those of you that don't get it. I also have an article coming up this week as well. I'll be blasting that on social media as soon as that goes up, but either way, there's a lot of other good stuff. You can check it on there. They have a lot of good podcasts, a lot of good merchandise, and we really appreciate them and their support. You should check them out. It doesn't cost you anything. It'll maybe help you get you better at Magic. Next up, we have Inklin Customs, which is an artist that follows around a lot of the major Magic tournaments. She's at a lot of the Mythic Championships, as well as a lot of the Opens. She has a storefront online as well, if you don't go to these big tournaments, that you can check out in the panels below or in the description below if you're on YouTube. So yeah, she did our Team Nova tokens. She also did the art for our playmats and our logo. And so she, as you can see, she is great. All her art is great, and she's a fantastic member of the community. So highly recommend you support her, buy her cool stuff, and give her all of your monies because she is awesome. It's not terribly expensive, and you get to pimp out your tokens and deck box and whatever else you want. You can also get, as her name implies, custom tokens. So that's a pretty sweet thing she offers, and she posts pictures on Twitter, and you can follow her on Twitter and see some of the cool custom tokens she's done. Next up, we got ManaTraders.com. Could not stream without ManaTraders. They lend me cards both in paper and online, and they allow me to play all the wacky decks you guys asked me to play, as well as, the Humans, Titan Shift, the stuff I really, really enjoy playing. And so we really appreciate them. You can use code TeamNovaMTG for 15% off your first 3 months with ManaTraders, and there's a link both in the panels below and the description below to get you started on that. Remember, it's code TeamNovaMTG. Thank you very much, ManaTraders. They're awesome. And last but not least, we have the End Games, which is a store in Charlottesville that also has a storefront online that you can check out and get 10% off your order using code TeamNovaMTG at checkout. So, you can save a little bit of money on sealed products, singles, whatever you want to buy from them. So you can go check them out. It doesn't cost you anything to flip through their wares, and will help support me and Team Nova. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.